here today. I have been avoiding working or talking about Upwork for the longest time simply because I know it's a content mill. Content mills are content farms or companies that look to work with freelancers for the lowest amount of money possible, and you do a variety of tasks. However, I believe that there is an overabundance of talent out there, and so many people are now writers and freelance writers. And these content mills know that, and so they try to give as little amount of money as possible. That is where the problem is, because I don't want to be paid 1,000 Kenya shillings for 1,000 words of copy. To me, that's a slap in the face, because you will spend hours researching on that 1,000 word copy for you to get to those 1,000 words only for 1,000 shillings. Anyway, however, I do believe that when you're getting started, this is always like a good site to start with, and it's the first place that everybody starts from. So I'll give you some of the tips. I joined Upwork, I think, was it in 2015? I think it was in 2015. So some of the things I'm talking about maybe could have changed, but I've done my research, and especially when it comes to things like connects and all that. Anyway, don't worry, let's get started. If you're looking to get started in Upwork, you really need to know that it's a website. It used to be called Odesk before. So it's a website where people can really hire you to do some of the jobs for them. It's not only for writing jobs. You can even get jobs like video editing. There's so many types of jobs that you can do on Upwork, and it's not only writing. So that's one misconception that people have. And what they do is they hire you from the comfort of your home, and they give you some amount of money. However, I think Upwork takes 25%. In fact, let's search how much Upwork percentage. Oh yeah. So they said Upwork charges a fee of 20% for the first $500 billed with the clients. So this is the payment terms. I'm reading from the book because I'm reading from my computer because I didn't know. It's 20% for the first $500 billed with the clients, and then 10% for lifetime billings with the client between $500.1 and $10,000. Then there's 5% for lifetime billings with a client that exceed $10,000. Well, I feel like 20% is so much, especially if you look at it as 100 shillings. They already have your 20 bob. I mean, that's already a lot of money. Anyway, so what happens is they hire you from the comfort of your home, and as long as you're on the platform, you are going to give them 20% of what that client has paid you. So how I look to offset this is to bill higher, or is to quote for higher before we start working with them, because the client is going to ask you, how much are you willing to work for this job? You'll be like, this is the much I charge per hour, or this is the much I'm charging. And if the client feels that's too expensive, they'll always find somebody else. And I don't like that model, because there is always somebody willing to work for cheaper, and that's life anyway. And you're competing with thousands of people, not only in Kenya. So you're competing with people in Asian countries, in America. I don't know whether Americans are on oh yeah, they are actually on Upwork. Yeah. So make sure you check, you know that. The other thing is that there are no set hours on when you need to work for the job. However, you need to decide with the client when you should send that job. So your communication should always be on the platform with your client, and your payment will also be on the platform. Also, you need to make sure that the client you're working with is a verified client who's also worked with other people, and their payment details are verified, because some people are not verified and they might refuse to pay you, but it's very rare on Upwork. But make sure you check those details. The first thing to get to start working on Upwork is to start your account, and you need to get started with the account. All you need to do is log in or sign up and put in your email address. You can use your Gmail address. I know there were times people are having some issues with opening. Put your Gmail address and then fill in your profile. I feel like in Upwork, the better your profile looks, the better for you in getting jobs. So make sure you're putting a real photo, because they're going to verify that. Make sure you're putting the right payment details and also the right experience, because sometimes, especially now, they're very vigilant on looking after those profiles. They have to make sure that the person who is applying for the job is the real person. The next thing you need to do is look at the skills that you have. When it comes to these content mills, there's so many skills that that you can get paid for, so ranging from writing to video editing to data entry. There's so many types of skills. So what you need to do is sit down with a pen and paper and ask yourself, which skills can you get paid for? Start by going through the site and looking at the jobs that people get, instead of starting from signing up without knowing what this is about. Go and look at the job descriptions there. Go and look at the jobs that are posted there and ask yourself, would I do such jobs? Do I even have the skills to begin with? The next step is obviously the skills. So make sure you already have the skills. It doesn't have to be something you did in school. It could be something that you have self-taught. If you want to maybe do data entry jobs, you can definitely take data entry courses online, Excel courses online. So there's so many things that you can do to sort of set you up for that. After you browse the job and you already know you have the skill, then go now to applying for the job. When it comes to applying for the job, all you have to do is open an account. When it comes to opening an account, it's easy as 1, 2, 3. Obviously, they have to approve your account, but it's so simple. You just have to key in your email address and also your username, the name that you want to use, and they can be able to approve you. But I feel like you should put the right details. After that, you need to make sure you have a working PayPal, and most times people have asked me if your PayPal address needs to be the same as your email address you use. I'm not sure whether nowadays they have an issue, but I know there's a time they wanted both of them to match. But I think today you can actually have a different PayPal address and a different email. Somebody correct me in the description bar, but I think in the comment box down below. But I think there's no problem in having different ones, as long as you can prove that that PayPal is yours. I think it's fine, because that's where you'll be paid. I think if you put a wrong one, that's up to you. The next one is know how the platform works and know how the system works. For example, the Upwork system is not very easy to use. It's not very easy to use in the sense that you have something called connects. So connects are like points that you use every month. So every month, I think last time they used to have 60 connects, and every job you apply for has like 2 connects are taken to you. So for example, if today is the first and I've applied for 2 jobs, each having 2 connects, I will have 54 points by the end of it, 56 points by the end of it, because every job is 2 connects. So some jobs take 5 connects, some jobs takes 3 connects. So make sure you're checking how many connects does this job have. And I like how they do it, because they try to limit people from over applying for jobs. However, I feel like the 60 is not enough for somebody who is getting started. So you have to really diversify and not only use that one content meal. Maybe you could use more. In as much as I no longer I'm not such a huge fan of content meals because of the prices, and I feel like my prices are now higher than that, like my value is higher than that, and they cannot maybe afford, or I can't find a job. I will have to dig the world upside down to find a really nice job that is paying me well there. I feel like it's always a good place for you to get started when it comes to Upwork, and I know so many Kenyans there are working on Upwork. I think it's just a nice place for you to try, and as soon as you write your proposal, I think the proposal is the most interesting part, or it's the one thing that will determine somebody who gets a job and somebody who doesn't get a job. So make sure you can check out my video about best practices for Upwork. I've also done another video, I've also done another video on how to pitch and apply for these jobs. So anyway guys, I hope you learned a thing or two, and I hope all the questions you had about how to sign up to Upwork have been answered. I will link a resource down below to help you get started, and if you have any questions, leave them down below. However, don't ask me questions about maybe my account was declined or stuff like that, because I am not support for Upwork. You can definitely contact them, but if you have any general questions that are not that like specific to do with your account, you can definitely ask me about maybe profiles and stuff, and I will try my best to answer. Anyway guys, thank you for watching. Bye.